Welcome back to my channel, Valuable Rare Coins. If you love discovering hidden treasures in your pocket change, you're in the right place. First, we'll uncover some of the most valuable and rare US coins that could be worth a fortune. Let's dive in. We're diving into a coin that may have passed under your radar, the 1944 Wheat Penny. It's one of those coins that might look ordinary at first glance, but trust me, there's so much more to this penny than meets the eye. So sit back, relax, and let's explore how this little coin from the World War II era might be worth a whole lot more than you'd expect. Let's rewind to 1944. The United States was deep into World War II, and the world was going through an intense period of change. The economy was heavily impacted by the war, and materials were being rationed for the war effort. During this time, the U.S. Mint continued to produce coins, and one of the most famous coins in circulation was the Wheat Penny. This coin, first introduced in 1909, has become an iconic piece of American currency. The design features the portrait of Abraham Lincoln on the front and two stalks of wheat on the reverse, symbolizing the country's agriculture and hardworking spirit. The 1944 Wheat Penny was minted in Denver and is part of the famous series of coins that were made during the war years. At the time, copper, which was usually used for making pennies, was needed for the production of munitions and other wartime materials. As a result, the U.S. Mint experimented with alternative metals during the war. However, the 1944 Wheat Penny, like most of the pennies minted in 1944, was still made from copper, while millions of 1944 Wheat pennies were minted, over 430 million in fact. There's something about this particular coin that makes it highly sought after by collectors. So, what exactly makes the 1944 Wheat pennies stand out from the rest of the coins from the era? The first clue is the mintage mark, the D on the reverse of the coin, which indicates it was minted in Denver. While the mintage itself was high, the value of a coin depends largely on its condition and any unique features, and that's where the 1944 D stands out. The key to its value lies in its rarity and high-grade condition. Most 1944 Wheat pennies, like other coins from this era, were heavily circulated and show signs of wear. However, coins that have been carefully preserved over the years are rare, and collectors actively seek out those that have managed to survive in exceptional condition. These uncirculated coins, with minimal wear, sharp details, and a clean surface, are far more valuable than their worn counterparts. A 1944 Wheat penny that has been graded as MS 65 or higher, meaning it has no significant flaws and looks as good as the day it was minted, could be worth significantly more than the average coin. But what really brings excitement to this coin is the potential for mint errors. Mint errors occur when something goes wrong during the coin's production, whether it's a misaligned die, double strike, or even a partially blank planchet. These errors are incredibly rare and can make a coin stand out from the rest, increasing its value dramatically. Imagine finding a 1944 Wheat penny with a double die error, where the details of the design are doubled or offset. That kind of rare mistake would send collectors into a frenzy, and the value of the coin could skyrocket. If you're lucky enough to find a 1944 Wheat penny in excellent condition, or even better, with a mint error, you're looking at a valuable collectible. Some of these rare coins can fetch thousands of dollars on the market, depending on the specifics of their condition and the type of error they have. But let's talk about the big picture. What is the actual value of a 1944 Wheat penny that is in excellent condition or has a rare error? The answer might surprise you. While a typical 1944 Wheat penny in average circulated condition is worth only a few cents, a well-preserved example, particularly one in uncirculated condition or with a mint error, can command a staggering price. In fact, the highest price ever paid for a 1944 Wheat penny with a rare minting error reached an incredible $350,000. That's right, $350,000 for a single penny, making it one of the most valuable coins in the entire Wheat Penny series. How can you tell if you've stumbled upon a 1944 Wheat penny that might be worth a small fortune? First, you'll want to check its condition. Look for coins with sharp details, no signs of heavy wear, and a clean, glossy finish. If the coin is well preserved, it could have a much higher value. Next, be on the lookout for any signs of mint errors. These can be tricky to spot, but if you find a coin with a unique characteristic, such as a double design or an off-center strike, you could be holding onto a truly rare piece of numismatic history. The 1944 Wheat penny may seem like just another penny, but it holds incredible potential for collectors. Its historical significance, coupled with the possibility of rare mint errors, makes it one of the most exciting coins to look out for. Whether you're a seasoned coin collector or someone just starting your journey, the 1944 Wheat penny is a coin worth keeping an eye on. And who knows? You might just find that one rare piece that could make you a small fortune. Second rare coin, we're diving into one of the most iconic and collectible coins in American history, the 1950 Wheat penny. You may have seen these coins before, but did you know that the 1950 version can be worth much more than its face value? This coin holds a fascinating story, and we're going to explore what makes the 1950 Wheat penny so special and valuable, especially if you happen to have one in pristine condition or with a rare minting error. Let's travel back in time to 1950. The United States was post-World War II, and the country was experiencing a period of growth and optimism. The 1950s were an era of new beginnings, with the rise of suburban living, the baby boom, and the expansion of the American economy. In the world of coins, the US Mint was busy producing various denominations, including the ever-popular Wheat penny. This particular coin is part of the larger series of Lincoln cents, which were first introduced in 1909 and have become some of the most recognized coins in American currency. The design of the Wheat penny is iconic. On the front, you have the portrait of Abraham Lincoln, the 16th President of the United States, and on the back, 2 stalks of wheat frame the words 1 cent, symbolizing the importance of agriculture to the nation. The Wheat penny was minted from 1909 until 1958, and over those decades, it became a staple of everyday American life. The 1950 Wheat penny, though produced in large numbers, has become a sought-after collectible among coin enthusiasts. What makes the 1950 Wheat penny stand out from other coins? Well, while the 1950 mintage is significant, it's the condition and rarity of the coin that makes it truly valuable. The US Mint produced billions of Wheat pennies over the years, but most of them were heavily circulated, showing signs of wear and tear from years of use. Coins that were used for daily transactions often end up scratched, worn down, and tarnished. However, there's a real demand for coins that have managed to escape the wear and tear of circulation. For collectors, the key to a coin's value lies in its condition. A 1950 Wheat penny in excellent condition, with sharp details and minimal wear, is much more valuable than one that's been used for decades. If you happen to come across a 1950 Wheat penny that looks as though it was just minted yesterday, you could be holding onto a highly valuable coin. A coin in uncirculated condition, meaning it has no visible signs of wear and maintains its original shine and detail, could command a much higher price in the market. But wait, there's more to the value of the 1950 Wheat penny than just its condition. One of the most exciting factors that can increase the value of a coin is a mint error. Mint errors are mistakes that occur during the coin production process. These errors can include things like double strikes, misaligned dies, off-center coins, or even the presence of multiple images on the coin. These mistakes are rare and make a coin unique, which is why collectors are willing to pay a premium for coins with minting errors. For the 1950 Wheat penny, a coin with a mint error could be worth far more than a regular, well-preserved coin. For example, imagine finding a 1950 penny that has a double die error, where the design on the coin is doubled in certain areas. This type of error is highly prized by collectors, and it can make the coin extremely valuable. So, if you happen to find a 1950 Wheat penny with one of these rare errors, you could be looking at a significant payday. Now, let's talk about the potential value of the 1950 wheat penny. While most 1950 pennies are worth only a few cents, those in exceptional condition or with rare mint errors can fetch significant amounts at auctions or through private sales. Depending on the grade and condition, a 1950 wheat penny could be worth anywhere from a couple of $100s to several thousand. However, the real treasure lies in the coins that are in perfect, uncirculated condition, or those that have a rare mint error. In fact, the highest known value for a 1950 wheat penny has been $310,000. Yes, you heard that right. $310,000 for a single penny. That's an incredible amount of money for a coin that most people would overlook. It's proof that even the most unassuming coins can hold immense value, especially when they're in rare condition or have unique features. So, how do you know if you have a 1950 wheat penny that could be worth a fortune? First, check the condition of the coin. Look for signs of wear. If the coin looks like it's been well preserved, you're off to a good start. Next, inspect the coin for any potential mint errors. These can be tricky to spot, but look closely for any irregularities in the design, such as doubled letters, misalignment, or strange markings that don't match the normal coin design. If you have a 1950 wheat penny in excellent condition, or if you happen to find one with a rare mint error, you could be sitting on a small fortune. So, the next time you're going through your coin collection or sifting through a jar of loose change, be sure to take a closer look at those 1950 wheat pennies. You might just find a hidden treasure. Third expensive coin, we're going to talk about a coin that's often overlooked but holds incredible value, the 1953 wheat penny. This small 1-cent coin from the mid-20th century might seem like just another piece of pocket change, but with the right conditions, it can be worth far more than its face value. Stick around as we explore the history, significance, and potential value of the 1953 wheat penny. Let's take a step back in time to the year 1953. The United States was in the post-World War II era, a time of economic recovery and prosperity. The 1950s were a decade of change, with the rise of suburban life, the baby boom, and an expanding middle class. As the country was experiencing these changes, the US Mint was busy producing one of the most iconic coins of the 20th century, the wheat penny. The wheat penny, first introduced in 1909, became a symbol of American values, especially the importance of agriculture. The reverse side of the coin features 2 stalks of wheat, framing the words 1 cent, while the obverse side shows the portrait of Abraham Lincoln, the 16th President of the United States. The 1953 wheat penny was minted at the Denver Mint, and while millions of these coins were produced, many of them circulated for years, losing their original shine and detail. So, what makes the 1953 so special? Well, it's all about rarity and condition. Coins like this were used in everyday transactions, and over time, they wore down and became damaged. Finding a 1953 wheat penny that has been preserved in excellent condition is no easy feat, which is why they are highly sought after by collectors today. The value of any coin is determined by several factors, but the most important of these is its condition. A 1953 wheat penny in pristine, uncirculated condition can be worth a significant amount more than one that shows heavy wear. A well-preserved coin, with sharp details, clean edges, and minimal tarnish, can command a much higher price in the marketplace. If you happen to come across a 1953 wheat penny that's been kept in great condition, you're looking at a coin that could be worth more than you'd ever imagine, but it doesn't stop there. There's another factor that makes certain coins even more valuable: mint errors. Mint errors are mistakes that occur during the coin production process. These errors can include things like off-center strikes, double dies, or misaligned images. A coin with a mint error is considered much more unique and rare, and collectors are often willing to pay a premium for these one-of-a-kind pieces. Imagine finding a 1953 wheat penny that has a double die error, where the design appears twice, or in a misaligned way. This kind of mistake can dramatically increase the value of the coin. let's talk about what kind of value we're looking at here. If you've got a 1953 Wheat penny in fantastic condition or one that features a mint error, it could be worth far more than just 1 cent. In fact, some of these coins have sold for tens of thousands of dollars at auctions, depending on their condition and rarity. Now, we're talking about a truly remarkable coin here, and if it's in mint condition or if it has a rare error, it could be worth a life-changing amount of money, the highest price recorded for a 1953 Wheat penny with a rare mint error reached an astounding $300,000. Yes, you heard that right, $300,000 for a single 1 cent coin. It's incredible to think that such a small, seemingly ordinary coin could fetch such a high price, but that's the magic of numismatics. The world of coin collecting is full of surprises, and a coin that might look like just another penny could turn out to be a hidden treasure. So, how can you tell if you've got one of these valuable 1953 Wheat pennies? First, you'll want to check the condition of the coin. Is it shiny and detailed, or does it show significant signs of wear and tarnish? The better the condition, the more valuable the coin. If your coin looks like it was just minted yesterday, you've already got something special. Next, keep an eye out for any potential mint errors. These can be difficult to spot, but look carefully for any unusual features, like doubled images or any other misprints that might indicate a mistake during the minting process. If you find a mint error, that coin could be worth a small fortune. The 1953 Wheat penny is a great example of how a coin's value can go far beyond its face value. What might seem like just a small, ordinary penny could be a highly sought-after collectible, especially if it's in excellent condition or features a rare minting error. Whether you're a seasoned coin collector or someone just starting out, the 1953 Wheat penny is a coin that could be worth keeping an eye out for. You never know, what you think is pocket change might just be a rare treasure waiting to be discovered. Especially, we're going to take a deep dive into a coin that marks the end of an era for one of America's most beloved coin series, the 1958 Wheat Penny. This coin isn't just a relic from the past. It holds some exciting secrets, and if you happen to find one in remarkable condition, it could be worth far more than you think. Stick with me, because by the end of this video, you'll know just how much the 1958 Wheat Penny could fetch in today's market. Let's rewind a little bit and set the stage. The year is 1958, and the United States is in a time of prosperity. The country has moved past the challenges of World War II and is now enjoying a period of growth and innovation. In the world of coins, the 1958 Wheat Penny was part of the long-running series of Lincoln cents that had been in circulation for nearly 50 years. This iconic coin series, which began in 1909, was a staple of everyday American life, appearing in pockets, piggy banks, and cash registers all over the country. The design of the Wheat Penny, with its portrait of Abraham Lincoln on the obverse and 2 stalks of wheat framing the words 1 cent on the reverse, is one of the most recognized in American coinage. But the 1958 Wheat Penny is especially significant because it was the last year this design would be minted before being replaced by the Lincoln Memorial design in 1959. So, in a way, the 1958 Wheat Penny marks the end of a major chapter in US coinage history, but what makes the 1958 Wheat Penny truly interesting, especially to collectors, is the number of coins that were produced and the wear they typically endured. Most of the 1958 Wheat Pennies were used in everyday transactions, meaning they were exposed to the wear and tear of daily life. The result? Many of these coins have little to no collector value today due to their condition. However, the coins that were kept in pristine condition, away from circulation, have become highly sought after by numismatists and coin collectors. You might be wondering, what makes these coins so valuable? The answer lies in their rarity and their condition. Coins like the 1958 Wheat Penny were produced in large quantities, so finding one in perfect, uncirculated condition can be a real challenge. A well-preserved 1958 penny, with sharp, detailed features and minimal signs of wear, is a rare find. And as we all know, rare items are often the most valuable. A coin that has maintained its original shine and definition is far more desirable to collectors than one that has been worn down through years of circulation. Now, let's take a closer look at what can really boost the value of a 1958 wheat penny. In addition to excellent condition, there's another factor that can make these coins worth much more: mint errors. Mint errors are mistakes made during the coin production process, and they can range from minor flaws to more significant discrepancies. For example, some 1958 wheat pennies were struck with double dies, meaning that part of the design appears twice or misaligned. This is a rare error, and coins with this type of mistake are incredibly valuable to collectors. Even small details like an off-center strike or a misplaced image can dramatically increase the worth of a coin. Finding a 1958 wheat penny with one of these mint errors is a true jackpot for collectors. Coins with minting mistakes are often considered one of a kind, and their rarity drives up the demand. If you ever find a 1958 penny with a visible minting error, it could be worth a small fortune, but how much could you be looking at? Let's talk numbers. While most 1958 wheat pennies are worth only a few cents, those in excellent condition or with rare mint errors can command much higher prices. Some have sold at auctions for thousands of dollars, but the highest value recorded for a 1958 wheat penny is an impressive $250,000. Yes, you read that correctly, $250,000 for a single penny. You might be thinking, how can a penny be worth that much? Well, the answer lies in the rarity and the condition of the coin. A well-preserved 1958 wheat penny, particularly one that has never been used in circulation or one that has a rare mint error, is worth a substantial amount to the right buyer. And when you consider how many coins have been lost, damaged, or worn over time, the value of the few remaining uncirculated specimens becomes even more remarkable. So, how do you know if you've got a 1958 wheat penny that's worth a lot of money? First, check the condition. Look for sharp, clear details on both sides of the coin. The higher the quality of the coin, the more it's likely to be worth. If you find a coin that looks as though it was just minted yesterday, you're in luck. Next, keep an eye out for any signs of mint errors. These can sometimes be tricky to spot, but if you notice any unusual features, such as a double design or a coin that looks slightly off-center, you might have a rare mint error on your hands. If you've got a 1958 wheat penny that's in excellent condition or has a mint error, it could be a valuable addition to your collection or an incredible financial find. As we've seen, this humble penny could be worth $250,000 if you've got the right one. It's incredible how a piece of American history, so small and seemingly insignificant, can hold so much value. So, next time you come across a 1958 wheat penny, take a closer look. It could be worth far more than just a cent. Whether you're a collector or just someone with a jar of coins lying around, always be on the lookout for these hidden gems. The world of numismatics is full of surprises, and you never know when you might stumble upon a coin that could change your life. Next coin, we're going to focus on a classic American treasure, the 1957 wheat penny. This little piece of US history may seem like just another coin from the mid-20th century, but don't let its appearance fool you. If you've got one of these in excellent condition, or better yet, with a rare mint error, you might just be sitting on a small fortune. Stick with me to the end of this video, and I'll reveal just how much this seemingly ordinary coin could be worth today. The 1957 wheat penny is part of the Lincoln cent series, a staple in US currency since 1909. By 1957, this iconic design, featuring President Abraham Lincoln on the obverse and two stalks of wheat on the reverse, had been in circulation for nearly 50 years. The wheat design, which symbolizes the agricultural roots of America, was beloved by the public and became one of the most recognizable coin designs in US history. But what makes the 1957 wheat penny particularly noteworthy? The 1950s were an era of economic prosperity for the United States. The country was flourishing after World War II, and the economy was in full swing. More coins were being minted than ever before to keep up with the demands of a growing economy. The 1957 wheat penny was no exception. Millions of these coins were produced in the Denver, Philadelphia, and San Francisco mints. But as we know, not all coins survive the test of time in pristine condition. While these pennies were used extensively in daily transactions, the ones that were carefully stored or well-preserved over the years have become highly sought after by collectors. The value of any coin, including the 1957 wheat penny, is primarily determined by its condition. Coins that have been used in circulation over time tend to show wear, fading, and damage. However, the real treasure lies in the coins that have avoided this kind of wear. A 1957 wheat penny in uncirculated condition, where the details of Lincoln's portrait and the wheat stalks are still sharp and clear, is a rare find. This kind of coin has the potential to fetch a higher price on the market, as collectors are always on the lookout for specimens in the best possible condition. But the 1957 wheat penny isn't just valuable because of its condition. It also has a bit of a mystery surrounding it. In coin collecting, there's a phenomenon known as mint errors. These are mistakes that happen during the coin minting process and can make a coin far more valuable than a typical example. Mint errors can range from minor flaws, like misprints or off-center strikes, to more significant issues, such as double dies or incorrect metal compositions. When a coin like the 1957 wheat penny is struck with a minting error, it becomes a rare and collectible piece that could increase in value dramatically. Let's talk about one of the most common and highly prized errors found in wheat pennies: the double die error. This occurs when the design is unintentionally struck twice, creating a doubling effect that's visible on certain elements of the coin, such as the date or the lettering. A 1957 wheat penny with a double die error can be worth a significant amount more than one without it, as it's considered a rare and unique mistake. Other errors, like misaligned dies or off-center strikes, can also make the coin much more valuable to collectors who specialize in these types of anomalies. Now, you might be wondering, how much is a 1957 wheat penny really worth? Well, the price of these coins can vary dramatically depending on their condition and any potential mint errors. A well-preserved, uncirculated 1957 wheat penny can easily sell for several $100s, especially if it's graded in top condition. But when it comes to rare mint errors, the value of a single coin can shoot up exponentially. In fact, some 1957 wheat pennies with notable mint errors have sold at auction for astonishing amounts of money. One coin with a double die error can command prices in the range of tens of thousands of dollars. But there's one particular 1957 wheat penny that has truly blown collectors away. If you happen to find a 1957 wheat penny with an extremely rare error in excellent condition, it could be worth $260,000. Yes, you heard that correctly, $260,000 for a single penny. It's hard to imagine that a coin, which most people might overlook, could hold such immense value. But that's the beauty of coin collecting. Coins like the 1957 wheat penny are more than just currency. They are a part of history. They tell a story of an era gone by, of a time when this coin was carried in the pockets of everyday Americans. And for collectors, owning a coin like this is like holding a piece of that history in their hands. So, how can you tell if you've got a 1957 wheat penny that's worth a fortune? The first thing to do is check the condition of the coin. Look at the details on both sides. The portrait of Abraham Lincoln should still be clearly defined, and the wheat stalks should be distinct with minimal wear. If the coin looks shiny, new, and well-preserved, then you might have a hidden gem on your hands. Next, inspect the coin closely for any signs of mint errors. If you spot anything unusual, like doubling on the date or lettering or any other irregularities, you could be looking at a valuable error coin. The 1957 wheat penny is a great example of how something as small as a single coin can hold tremendous value. Whether it's due to its pristine condition or a rare minting error, this coin could be worth far more than its face value. If you find one in your collection or in your change, it could very well be worth thousands, if not hundreds of thousands of dollars. Last unique coin, we're about to uncover the fascinating world of the 1954 wheat penny. While this may seem like just another coin from the 1950s, it could actually be worth a lot more than you think. In fact, if you've got one in exceptional condition or even better, with a rare minting error, you might just have a small fortune in your hands. Stick around, and by the end of the video, you'll discover how much this iconic little penny could actually be worth. The year 1954 was a time of economic prosperity for the United States following the end of World War II. The country was on an upward trajectory, with the economy booming and industrial growth reaching new heights. Meanwhile, the US Mint was busy cranking out coins to meet the demands of everyday life. One of the most notable coins of this era was the wheat penny, a staple in the American pocket for decades. The 1954 D wheat penny was minted in Denver, marked by the D mint mark just beneath the date on the obverse of the coin. This penny continued the classic design introduced in 1909 by famed sculptor Victor David Brenner. On the front, we have a detailed portrait of Abraham Lincoln, the 16th President of the United States, while the reverse showcases two stalks of wheat framing the words 1 cent. This design was a symbol of the country's agricultural roots and a reminder of the hardworking American spirit. The wheat penny was loved by collectors, but in the 1950s, it was also just a piece of everyday currency for millions of Americans. Despite being mass-produced, the 1954 D wheat penny has become a rare find in top condition today. If you're wondering why this penny is worth more than its face value, the answer lies in its rarity, especially when found in pristine condition. You see, most coins from this era were used in circulation for decades, meaning they often endured significant wear and tear. But when you find one of these coins in uncirculated condition, where the details are sharp and the coin looks as though it just came off the press, you're looking at something special. But it's not just about how well the coin has been preserved. Mint errors can also dramatically increase the value of a coin. These errors are mistakes made during the production process, and they can range from small misprints to more noticeable issues, like double dies or off-center strikes. Mint errors are a collector's dream because they are incredibly rare and can make a coin worth exponentially more. If you come across a 1954 D wheat penny with one of these minting flaws, it could be worth much more than a standard example. The value of the 1954 D wheat penny can also vary depending on its condition. A well-preserved coin in excellent shape is going to be worth more than a penny that has been worn down over the years. For example, a 1954 D wheat penny in very fine condition can fetch anywhere from a few dollars to $100. But when we start talking about coins that are in uncirculated, gem quality condition, the price jumps dramatically. Now, you might be wondering just how valuable a 1954 D wheat penny can really be. Well, you're in for a surprise. While most 1954 D pennies won't make you a millionaire, there are certain examples that can command very high prices. If you find one of these coins in perfect, uncirculated condition, or even better, one with a rare mint error, you could be looking at a serious windfall. The highest known value for a 1954 D wheat penny with exceptional quality or minting flaws has reached an astounding $290,000. Yes, you heard me right, $290,000 for a single 1954 D wheat penny. It's incredible how a small, everyday coin can hold such enormous value when it's in pristine condition or has a rare flaw. It just goes to show how much collectors are willing to pay for a coin that stands out from the rest. So, what should you look for to see if your 1954 D wheat penny could be worth a small fortune? First, check the condition. A coin that has been carefully stored, perhaps in a collection or kept away from circulation, will have far more value than one that has been passed around in pockets for decades. Look closely at the details of the design, especially Lincoln's portrait, and the wheat stalks on the reverse. If the coin shows little to no wear and has sharp, clear features, you're off to a great start. Next, examine the coin for any mint errors. Look for doubling on the date, lettering, or other parts of the design. Mint errors like a double die or a misaligned die can increase the value of the coin significantly. If you find a 1954 D Wheat Penny with a mint error. It could be worth far more than a standard issue. The 1954 D Wheat Penny is more than just a piece of currency. It's a piece of history. Whether you're a seasoned coin collector or a casual enthusiast, finding a 1954 D Wheat Penny in outstanding condition or with a rare mint error is an exciting discovery. And who knows? You might be holding onto a coin that's worth more than you could have ever imagined. If you happen to have a 1954 D Wheat Penny in your collection or have stumbled upon one in your change, it's worth taking the time to evaluate its condition and potential for rarity. You never know, you could be holding a coin worth $290,000, making this small piece of American history a truly priceless find. That's all for today's deep dive into the 1954 D Wheat Penny. If you enjoyed this video and learned something new, don't forget to give it a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel, and hit the notification bell so you don't miss any future discoveries about rare and valuable coins. Thanks for watching and happy hunting!